Ethan's ship shuddered violently as it skidded past the edge of the asteroid belt. His hands gripped the control sticks tightly, knuckles white. Sparks flew from the dashboard and the ship's alarm screamed, but he did not panic. Humans were built to face danger head-on, and he had faced his share of it. Still, this was unlike anything he had ever experienced. The asteroid field seemed endless, a chaotic storm of rock and ice, spinning silently in the void. AI status report, Ethan called out, his voice steady but tense. Warning, Ethan. Hull integrity at 70%. Primary engine unstable. Collision with asteroid imminent, the AI responded, its tone calm as always. Ethan cursed under his breath. Yeah, I can see that. Plot a course out fast. The AI calculated for a moment. Option 1. Emergency thruster boost through the narrow pass. Option 2. Attempt to land on the nearest asteroid. Option 3. Prepare for controlled ejection. Ethan shook his head. None of those sound good. We'll make it through the pass. Buckle up. He pushed the thrusters to their limit, maneuvering the ship through a narrow opening between two massive asteroids. The metal groaned, and Ethan felt a sudden jolt that threw him against his seat. Alarms blared louder. He knew he was lucky to be alive, but then his sensors detected something strange. A small life sign appeared on the scanner, faint, but distinct. Ethan frowned. AI identify life form. Unknown species detected. Weak signals. Source appears to be near the debris field on your left. Curiosity mixed with caution. Bring us closer, slow and steady. The ship drifted toward the source. Twisted metal and broken pieces of an alien craft floated in the zero-gravity space. Among the wreckage, Ethan saw a small figure struggling to free itself. It was fragile, with thin limbs and wrinkled skin that shimmered faintly under the asteroid light. Her eyes, large and luminous, locked onto him. She looked like a grandmother, fragile and scared. Ethan's heart tightened. She's alive, he whispered. I can't just leave her here. The AI hesitated. Warning, Ethan. Unknown species. Possibility of hostility. Extraction may be dangerous. Ethan waved a hand. I don't care. She's trapped. I'm not leaving anyone behind. Prepare for rescue. He activated the ship's external manipulator arms. Carefully, he began to remove the debris pinning the alien woman. She tried to speak, but only strange sounds emerged. Ethan gestured reassuringly, hoping she understood his intent. Slowly, she nodded, eyes wide with trust and fear. It took nearly 30 minutes, but finally, the last piece of debris was lifted. She collapsed into Ethan's arms, shivering, weak but alive. You're safe now, Ethan said softly. We'll get you somewhere safe. Once inside the ship, Ethan activated the environmental controls. Warm air filled the cabin. The woman's eyes scanned the interior curiously, her hands trembling as she touched the smooth surfaces. She seemed fascinated by the simple human designs, yet cautious. Can you understand me? Ethan asked. Her eyes blinked, then she made a soft cooing sound. Ethan frowned. Not exactly, but I think she's trying to communicate. He pulled up his translator module, a device that could analyze alien vocal patterns and attempt a basic translation. Hold still, he said, and activated it. A moment later, a faint voice emerged from the speaker, broken but clear. Thank you, young one, Ethan smiled. You're welcome. What's your name? Lyra, she replied slowly. Her voice was weak but carried a strange warmth. Lyra. All right, we're going to get you somewhere safe, Lyra. Can you tell me what happened? She shook her head, eyes closing briefly. Her body was trembling from exhaustion. Ethan understood. Whatever had happened to her, it had been terrifying. He focused on navigating out of the asteroid field. The ship was damaged and the thrusters groaned under the strain, but Ethan was determined. Human ingenuity had brought him through worse situations, and he was not about to fail now. As the ship moved past the worst of the field, Lyra slowly opened her eyes and looked at Ethan again. There was gratitude, but also something else, curiosity, and a faint spark of hope. Ethan could not explain why, but he felt a connection to this fragile alien being. AI set a course for the nearest space station. Maximum speed, Ethan ordered. Course plotted, the AI replied. Estimated travel time, 6 hours. Ethan glanced at Lyra. 6 hours, then we'll be safe. She nodded weakly, trusting him. Ethan found a seat next to her and kept a hand on her small arm. The gesture was simple, human, but it seemed to comfort her. During the journey, Ethan tried to make conversation, speaking slowly and clearly. Lyra, I don't know much about your people, but I promise I'll keep you safe. Can you tell me anything about your home? Lyra's eyes shimmered. She made a series of soft sounds which the translator began to piece together. Home, far, beyond, stars, council, elders. Important. Knowledge. Ethan raised an eyebrow. Important knowledge? That sounds serious. Are you saying someone might be looking for you? She nodded faintly. Her expression grew tense. Ethan realized then that she was more than just a simple elder. She carried something valuable, something that made her a target. The ship's AI interrupted. Incoming communication detected. Unidentified vessel approaching. Ethan's heart skipped a beat. He glanced at the radar and saw a small but heavily armed craft closing in fast. He swore under his breath. AI, evasive maneuvers. Keep her safe. The vessel fired warning shots, sending sparks bouncing off the ship's hull. Ethan reacted instantly, twisting and diving through space with sharp human reflexes. The AI calculated trajectories, but it was Ethan's decision-making that kept them alive. He darted past asteroids, using them as shields, each movement precise, practiced, and bold. Finally, the pursuing vessel gave up, likely unwilling to risk damage in the asteroid field. Ethan exhaled, sweat dripping from his brow. That was close, he said, looking at Lyra. She gave him a faint smile, her eyes shining with relief. You brave human, she whispered. Ethan chuckled softly. I just do what's right. No one gets left behind, right? She nodded, a soft warmth radiating from her small frame. Ethan felt an unfamiliar feeling, a mix of pride and awe. He had saved her, yes, but he also felt that his life was about to change in ways he could not yet imagine. The journey continued in silence, the stars stretching endlessly outside the viewport. Ethan stared at Lyra, thinking about the fragility and strength she represented. Saving her had been instinctive, but now he wondered what lay ahead. Could he protect her fully? Could he understand her world? For the first time in a long while, Ethan felt a sense of purpose that went beyond personal glory or adventure. He was part of something larger, something that crossed species, generations, and the stars themselves. As the nearest space station appeared on the horizon, a cluster of bright lights against the dark void, Ethan knew this was only the beginning. He had saved an alien grandma, yes, but what he would get in return he could not yet imagine. And whatever it was, it promised to be jaw-dropping. Ethan's hand gently rested on the console, steadying himself. He looked at Lyra, who seemed to be resting now, eyes closed, small breaths rising and falling. Hang on, Lyra, we're almost there. You'll be safe soon. Outside, the stars seemed to twinkle as if acknowledging his courage. Somewhere in the vastness of space, a new chapter of adventure, wonder, and extraordinary encounters was beginning. And Ethan, with his human spirit, was ready to face it all. Ethan guided the ship carefully into the docking bay of the space station. The station was enormous, a glittering structure of metal and lights bustling with aliens of every shape and size. Some glanced at him with curiosity. Others barely noticed the human pilot and the frail alien woman he carried. Ethan kept Lyra close, shielding her from curious eyes. He knew from experience that danger often followed those who seemed vulnerable. Docking complete, the AI announced. All systems stable. Station security scanning in progress. Ethan exhaled and gently helped Lyra out of the ship. Her limbs were weak and she leaned on him for support. As they stepped onto the station platform, a soft hum of activity surrounded them. Aliens walking, machines moving, lights blinking in 1,000 colors. Lyra's large eyes darted around, taking in everything. There was wonder, fear, and caution all mixed together. Follow me, a voice said. Ethan looked up to see a tall, slender alien approaching. Its skin shimmered in shades of green and blue, and its eyes were calm but sharp. I am Kirill, station medic. You brought Lyra to safety, yes? Yes, Ethan replied. She was trapped in a wreck. She's weak but alive. Kirill nodded. Good, you did well, human. She will recover under our care. Ethan smiled faintly. Glad to help, but I'm curious. Who is she? And why was she alone in space? Kirill's expression turned serious. Lyra is no ordinary alien. She is one of the council elders of her people. Her knowledge and experience are highly respected even among our species. That is why her presence here is significant. Ethan's curiosity deepened. Council elders? Knowledge? You mean she's important? Kirill's nod was grave. Very important. And because of that, she is a target. There are those who would harm her for her wisdom or for her position. You have acted with great courage bringing her here. The council will not forget this. Ethan swallowed. So, I did more than just help a grandmother. I might have saved someone crucial. Kirill gave a small, approving smile. Indeed, and there may be consequences for you, human. Favor and danger often travel together. As Kirill guided Lyra away for medical attention, Ethan felt a mix of relief and apprehension. He had expected nothing in return for saving her, but now he realized the stakes were much higher than he had imagined. He made his way to the station's common area, a place bustling with travelers, merchants, and diplomats. His mind kept returning to Lyra. He had saved her, but what did her presence here mean for him? Was she powerful? Dangerous? Or simply grateful? While Ethan pondered, his ship's AI alerted him. Ethan, warning. Unidentified ships detected near the station's perimeter. Multiple signals approaching rapidly. Possible hostile intent. Ethan's heart raced. Figures. Danger never sleeps. He stood and looked out at the observation window. Small ships moved in formation, their dark hulls reflecting the station lights. He knew from experience that anyone targeting a council elder would be well prepared. The AI continued. Based on trajectory and speed, they appear to be after Lyra. Recommendation: avoid direct confrontation until situation assessment complete. Ethan clenched his fists. No way I'm letting anyone take her. Prepare my ship. We might have to act fast. Before he could move, Kirill returned, looking tense. Ethan, they are coming for her. You must stay here for now. Let us handle this. She is strong in ways humans may not understand. But, Kirill's eyes flicked to the approaching ships. You may need to assist. Be ready. Ethan nodded. Understood. But I'm not sitting idle while someone attacks her. The station's alarms blared as the first of the attackers arrived. Small, agile ships swarmed around the station, firing warning shots. Ethan watched in awe and concern as the station's defenses activated. Energy shields and automated turrets flashing in brilliant arcs of light. Suddenly, one of the enemy ships breached the outer defenses. Ethan's instinct kicked in. He darted toward the hangar bay, determined to intercept. He climbed into his ship, engines humming, and launched into the fray. The attackers were skilled, but Ethan's human reflexes were sharper than they expected. He weaved through laser fire, using the station's energy shields as cover. His ship's sensors picked up Lyra's signal. She was safe, but she was moving toward the central chamber where the council elders had a protective ward in place. Ethan's mind raced. I need to buy her time. If they reach the chamber, he pushed the ship harder, dodging lasers, flipping and spinning with precision. Each movement was calculated, creative, human. While aliens relied on strict patterns, Ethan improvised constantly, turning danger into opportunity. As he engaged the attackers, Ethan noticed something strange. Lyra, visible through the station's observation windows, was not entirely helpless. She raised her hand slightly and a faint energy wave pulsed from her. The closest attackers suddenly faltered, their ships losing power briefly. Ethan's jaw dropped. She's helping? He muttered, eyes wide. I didn't know she could do that. The AI confirmed. Analysis: unknown energy manipulation detected. Lyra's abilities affecting enemy ships. Suggest maintaining protective distance. Ethan nodded, careful not to get too close. Keep her safe, AI. Focus on defense and support. Minutes passed like hours. Ethan continued to fight, relying on instinct and his human ingenuity. He used the station's rotating sections to confuse the enemy, maneuvered through narrow corridors of space, and even used debris from destroyed ships as improvised shields. The attackers were relentless, but they underestimated human adaptability. Finally, after a tense battle, the remaining enemy ships retreated, damaged and confused. Ethan's body was exhausted, but his heart raced with exhilaration. He had helped protect Lyra, and witnessed firsthand that she was more than just a fragile elder. Kirill approached him, eyes filled with approval. You have done well, Ethan. Lyra is safe. Your courage and quick thinking were crucial. Few could have faced such danger and succeeded. Ethan shook his head, still catching his breath. I just did what I had to. I couldn't let them take her. She trusted me. Kirill smiled faintly. Trust is powerful, human. And she, Lyra, has noticed your bravery. In her culture, deeds like yours create bonds of honor that are taken very seriously. Ethan frowned. Bonds of honor? Yes, you have saved her life. In return, she will owe you a debt of respect, gratitude, and something more. In her society, these debts are not empty words. They carry weight and meaning sometimes beyond human comprehension. Ethan felt a mix of pride and curiosity. So, what does that mean for me? Kirill's gaze was steady. It means your life has changed. Saving Lyra has set events into motion. You may not know the full impact yet, but you will see it soon, and it will be extraordinary. As the tension settled, Ethan finally allowed himself to relax. He watched Lyra, now seated safely in the council's ward, her eyes bright and serene. She gave him a small, knowing smile, a smile that carried gratitude, mystery, and perhaps even a hint of something more. Ethan realized then that heroism was not always about glory or adventure. Sometimes it was about small acts of kindness, courage, and compassion, and sometimes those acts could ripple across galaxies in ways no human could imagine. For the first time, he understood that saving Lyra was not just a mission. It was the beginning of a journey, one that would challenge him, inspire him, and perhaps even reward him beyond anything he had ever dreamed. The stars outside the station twinkled, silent witnesses to a bond forming across species, generations, and the vastness of space. Ethan knew that this was only the start, and that the debt Lyra owed him would lead to something jaw-dropping, something extraordinary that would change the course of his life forever. And in the quiet hum of the station, amidst the flashes of distant ships and the faint energy of the cosmos, Ethan made a silent promise. He would protect Lyra whatever it took, because humanity, he realized, was not just strong. It was brave, compassionate, and capable of deeds that could inspire the stars themselves. The space station was quiet now, but Ethan could feel tension lingering in the air. Even though the immediate threat had been repelled, he knew danger was never far away in the galaxy. He paced the observation deck, staring at the endless black of space. Stars twinkled like distant promises, and somewhere out there more eyes might be watching Lyra. Kirill approached quietly, his steps soft against the metal floor. Ethan, she is stable now. Lyra's body has recovered enough, but there is more you need to know. She is not just fragile and wise. She possesses abilities humans have never seen. Ethan stopped pacing, turning to look at him. Abilities? What do you mean? Kirill's expression was calm but serious. She can manipulate energy. Even subtly, she can influence mechanical systems, shield herself, and alter matter to a degree. Today, you witnessed only a small fraction of her power. Ethan's eyes widened. That explains a lot. I didn't realize she was helping during the fight. I thought it was luck. Kirill shook his head. It was not luck. Her species has lived among the stars for centuries, learning skills humans cannot imagine, and because you saved her, she owes you a debt. That debt may manifest in ways you cannot yet comprehend. Ethan felt a mixture of awe and unease. He had saved a fragile elder, thinking he was doing a simple act of kindness, but now he realized she was extraordinary, and that her gratitude could change his life forever. Can I talk to her? Ethan asked. Kirill nodded. She is resting, but she wishes to meet you. Approach quietly and respectfully. Her energy is strong, even when she is calm. It may be overwhelming if you are not careful. Ethan nodded and entered the council ward. Lyra was seated in a simple chair, hands folded in her lap. Her eyes opened as he approached, bright and curious. She smiled faintly as if she had expected him all along. You saved me, she said, her voice steady now, translated through the AI. For that I owe you a debt. One day it will be repaid. Ethan sat across from her. I didn't do it for repayment. I just couldn't leave you behind, but I have to admit I'm curious. What kind of debt are we talking about? Lyra tilted her head, studying him. Debt, honor, power, knowledge. My people have ways humans cannot understand. When the time comes, you will see. Ethan leaned back, trying to process her words. Power, knowledge? You mean, like advanced technology? She nodded slightly. Yes, but more than machines. Knowledge of stars, of life, of survival. Secrets that change destinies. Ethan felt a shiver of excitement. This was bigger than anything he had imagined. Saving an alien grandmother had turned into a journey into mysteries of the galaxy. But before he could ask more, alarms blared across the station. Ethan, Kirill's voice came over his comm. Sensors detect incoming ships again. This time they are numerous. They may not be after Lyra alone. They could be testing the station's defenses. Be prepared, Ethan's heart pounded. He ran to the hangar where his ship was ready.
AI, prepare for immediate launch.
We're going to meet them in space, confirmed. Weapons and shields online, the AI replied. Ethan launched the ship into the void. The attackers were visible now. 20 ships, fast and heavily armed. He swallowed hard. Even for him, this was a challenge. But he reminded himself, humans were resourceful, creative, and brave. He would not back down. The first wave of enemy ships fired on the station. Ethan dodged and weaved, his human reflexes giving him an edge. He noticed something remarkable. Lyra's energy pulses reached beyond the station. Small bursts disrupted enemy targeting systems. Even from inside the ward, she was helping him. He gritted his teeth. So it's not just me. She's fighting too. As Ethan maneuvered, he realized the attackers were trying to flank the station, aiming to trap him. But humans were unpredictable. He led them into a narrow asteroid corridor, using rocks and debris to shield himself and confuse the enemy. One by one, he disabled their ships using clever tactics, firing energy nets, ricocheting shots off asteroids, and exploiting their predictable flight patterns. Despite his success, more ships were coming. Ethan felt a tap on his comm. Ethan, careful, Lyra's voice echoed, calm and precise. Use your mind. Think, see beyond. Instinct, Ethan blinked. What do you mean? Focus on them, predict, improvise. Trust what humans do best, she said. Even though her voice was soft, he felt it resonate through his mind, guiding him. Ethan adjusted his tactics, suddenly seeing patterns in the enemy movement. He anticipated their attacks, dodging more efficiently, countering with precision. Slowly, the attackers began to fall back, unable to match his unpredictable maneuvers. Finally, the remaining enemy ships retreated, badly damaged. Ethan floated in space, breathing heavily, feeling a rush of relief. The AI announced, all hostiles neutralized. Station secure. Ethan looked back at the ward. Lyra was calm, hands folded, eyes observing him. Her faint smile told him she was pleased. You see? Kirill said quietly as he entered the hangar. Even in battle, she helps. Her abilities are subtle but powerful, and because of your actions, human, she is willing to share them with you. That is rare. Ethan nodded, still catching his breath. I don't fully understand, but I feel it. I feel something changing. Saving her wasn't just an act of kindness, it was something bigger. Kirill's gaze was thoughtful. Indeed, the debt she owes is not trivial. It will appear in ways that challenge you, guide you, and perhaps even give you abilities you never imagined. But remember, responsibility comes with power. Use it wisely. Ethan thought about the battles he had just fought. He had relied on human intuition, courage, and adaptability. Now, with Lyra's guidance and the promise of her debt, he sensed he could achieve things beyond human limitations. Later, as Ethan rested in his cabin, he reflected on what had happened. He had saved a fragile alien grandmother. In return, he had faced danger, witnessed unknown powers, and learned that his actions could ripple across the stars. But the greatest revelation was yet to come. He realized that heroism was not about strength alone. It was about courage, compassion, and the willingness to act even when the odds seemed impossible. The station hummed quietly around him, a calm after the storm. Lyra's presence lingered in his mind, a reminder that the universe was full of wonder, mystery, and unexpected connections. He had always thought of humans as small players in the vast cosmos. But now he understood that even one human acting bravely could change the course of events in ways no one could predict. The next morning, Ethan received a message from Lyra herself. It was simple. Come, I have something to show you. It is time. Ethan felt a rush of curiosity. He followed her directions to a hidden chamber in the station. Lyra stood waiting, her posture regal despite her age. Her eyes sparkled with energy, hinting at the power within. You are ready, she said softly. It is time to see what my debt means. What I can give is not just gratitude. It is knowledge, abilities, secrets of the stars. But you must listen, learn, and respect. Are you ready? Ethan straightened, determination shining in his eyes. I am ready. Whatever it is, I'll take responsibility. I want to understand. Lyra nodded. A faint wave of energy pulsed through the chamber. Ethan felt it brush against his mind, not overwhelming, but enlightening. Visions of stars, unknown technology, and cosmic structures filled his imagination. He saw possibilities for humanity, ways to explore, protect, and grow. This is incredible, Ethan whispered. I never imagined. Lyra smiled faintly. Remember, human, power without wisdom is dangerous, but your courage, your heart, make you worthy. Ethan realized that saving her had set him on a path unlike any other. The galaxy was no longer a distant expanse of stars. It was alive, full of secrets, challenges, and rewards. And he, a simple human, had become part of it. For the first time, he felt truly connected to the cosmos, not just as a traveler or adventurer, but as someone whose actions mattered, whose choices could echo across the universe. Outside the chamber, the stars twinkled as if acknowledging him. The debt was more than a promise. It was a bridge between species, generations, and the unknown, and Ethan knew that the journey ahead would be extraordinary, because he had saved an alien grandmother, and in return the universe itself had begun to reveal its wonders to him. The hidden chamber was quiet, filled with a soft hum that seemed to vibrate through Ethan's bones. The air smelled faintly of ozone and something sweet he couldn't name. Lyra stood at the center, her posture elegant, eyes glowing faintly with energy. She gestured for Ethan to step closer. "This is where my debt begins," she said softly. "You have saved me. Now I will give you what you need, knowledge, insight, and tools that your kind has never seen. But you must pay attention. You must respect what you receive." Ethan nodded, excitement and awe mixing with a hint of nervousness. "I'm ready. I want to understand." Lyra raised her hand slowly. A thin, glowing light extended from her palms, forming a floating interface in midair. Symbols moved across it, geometric shapes, star charts, patterns of energy that pulsed with life. Ethan's mind raced as he tried to comprehend it. "This is the first gift," Lyra explained. "Knowledge of energy manipulation. Humans can control machines, fire weapons, build ships, but energy itself is alive. Learn to see it, shape it, guide it. With this you can defend, create, and explore in ways your kind has never imagined." Ethan reached out cautiously. As his fingers touched the floating symbols, a spark ran through his mind. Colors, shapes, and feelings flowed together. He could see patterns in the room, in the stars outside, in the tiniest vibrations of the station itself. Machines, ships, even living beings. They all moved with invisible currents of energy. "Whoa," Ethan whispered. I can feel it. I can see it, almost like it's part of me." Lyra nodded. "It is part of you. Humans have potential, even if few realize it. I will teach you to focus it, to guide it with purpose. But remember, power without control is dangerous. You must be patient." For hours, Ethan practiced under her guidance. At first, small sparks of energy leapt from his hands to objects in the chamber, causing lights to flicker or panels to hum. Lyra corrected him gently when he overextended, showing him subtle ways to guide the currents instead of forcing them. By the end of the first day, Ethan could move small objects without touching them, direct energy flows to shield parts of the chamber, and even sense the presence of machines and life around him through invisible waves. He felt exhilarated. Saving Lyra had already changed his life, but now he was learning abilities that humans would call impossible. The next morning, Lyra presented another gift. She led him to a section of her spacecraft hidden within the station, a room filled with alien tools, glowing devices, and intricate machinery that seemed centuries ahead of human technology. "This is the second part of my debt," Lyra said. "Technology and guidance. Learn to understand these devices. They can amplify what you have learned, protect you, and allow you to explore safely. But always remember they are tools, not toys." Ethan's eyes widened as he examined the devices. Some were weapons, but unlike any human had created, small, precise, and elegant. Others seemed to manipulate gravity, energy, or even time in localized ways. He could feel the weight of responsibility pressing on him. "Where do I even start?" he asked, awestruck. Lyra smiled faintly. "Start with understanding, not using. Feel the patterns. Learn the limits. Then when ready, you may act." For days, Ethan trained under Lyra's guidance. He learned to enhance his ship's engines using energy flows, manipulate defensive shields beyond normal capabilities, and even detect dangers before they appeared. With each lesson, he felt more connected to the galaxy, more capable of facing threats humans would never dream of encountering. But Lyra also taught him something deeper. It was not just about power or technology, it was about wisdom, patience, and compassion. "Remember, Ethan," she said one evening as they floated in zero gravity, overlooking the station's observation deck, "the greatest strength of any being is not in weapons or abilities but in the choices they make." Courage is valuable, but wisdom guides it. Compassion ensures it does not harm unnecessarily. Ethan nodded, understanding. So it's not just about what I can do. It's about what I should do. Exactly, Lyra said. The galaxy is vast and full of opportunity, but also full of those who would misuse power. You must be better than them. One day, as Ethan practiced redirecting energy currents through his ship, the station's AI detected an unusual signal. Lyra's eyes narrowed. Threat approaching, she said calmly. Not enemies yet, but a test. The galaxy will watch your actions. How you respond will shape what comes next. Ethan's heart raced. He guided his ship to the station's perimeter, ready for whatever challenge awaited. A strange vessel emerged from the void, sleek, silent, and unlike anything he had seen. Its hull shimmered, reflecting the stars. Ethan could sense its energy through the currents Lyra had taught him to feel. The ship did not attack immediately. Instead, it hovered, observing as if studying him. Ethan knew this was a test, a challenge. He focused, directing energy currents to sense the intentions of the unknown vessel. Then, without warning, the ship deployed small probes that scanned the station. Ethan reacted instinctively. Using his energy manipulation, he guided the currents to disrupt the probes, causing them to malfunction and retreat. The alien ship's sensors flickered in response as if it was impressed by his abilities. Lyra's voice echoed in his mind. Good. You acted with wisdom and restraint. That is what will make you strong in the galaxy. Ethan felt pride swell in his chest. He had saved Lyra, learned abilities beyond imagination, and now he was proving he could use them wisely. But he also understood that his journey had only just begun. The galaxy was vast, full of wonders and dangers alike. That evening, as the station's lights dimmed and aliens rested in their quarters, Ethan and Lyra floated together in the observation chamber. The stars stretched endlessly before them. You've changed, human, Lyra said softly. You see beyond what others see. You understand energy, knowledge, and responsibility. That is rare among humans, Ethan smiled. And I have you to thank. You trusted me, guided me, and even shared your abilities with me. I never imagined saving a grandmother could lead to all this. Lyra's eyes twinkled. It is the way of the universe. Small acts of kindness ripple far beyond what one can see. You saved me, and now your life is intertwined with mine. That is the nature of debt, honor, and gratitude. Ethan leaned back, gazing at the stars. He realized that his adventure had become more than a mission or a duty. It had become a journey of growth, understanding, and connection. He had saved an alien grandmother, and in return he was gaining knowledge, power, and friendship that would change not only his life, but perhaps the course of human exploration in the galaxy. And as he looked at Lyra, he understood that the greatest gift was not the abilities or technology. It was the trust, the bond, and the knowledge that even in the vastness of space, one human's courage could inspire change. The universe was full of secrets, and now Ethan had a key to unlock them. But more importantly, he had learned that heroism was not about glory. It was about doing what was right even when the odds were impossible. And for Ethan, that was just the beginning. Ethan floated in the observation chamber, staring at the vast black expanse of space. The stars twinkled as if alive, stretching endlessly in every direction. His mind raced with all he had learned from Lyra, the energy manipulation, advanced technology, and the wisdom she had shared. He felt powerful, capable, and ready, but there was a feeling deeper than ability, a responsibility he could not ignore. Lyra approached him slowly, her presence calm yet commanding. Today, Ethan, you will see the final part of my debt. This is not just knowledge or tools. This is insight into the universe itself. It is a gift that will change you forever. Ethan's heart pounded. I'm ready. Whatever it is, I'll handle it. Lyra extended her hands, and a sphere of glowing energy appeared between them. It pulsed softly. A miniature galaxy contained in light and motion. Stars formed, shifted, and vanished within the orb. Ethan could feel the energy radiating from it, subtle but intense. This, Lyra said, is the cosmic core. It contains knowledge of creation, energy flows, and the secrets of life across countless worlds. Few beings in the galaxy have ever touched it, and fewer still have understood it. Ethan's eyes widened. You mean, this is like everything? All the secrets of the stars? Lyra nodded. Yes, and I offer it to you because of the courage you showed. Because of your compassion. Because you saved me. Ethan reached out, trembling slightly. As his fingers brushed the glowing surface, the energy surged into him. He felt knowledge flood his mind. Visions of star systems, alien civilizations, and energy currents weaving through the cosmos. He could feel the life of planets, the pulse of stars, the flow of energy between worlds. It was overwhelming, yet exhilarating. Ethan realized he could now perceive things no human had ever seen. He could detect threats, sense hidden dangers, and even understand the language of energy itself. "Focus," Lyra whispered. "Do not be consumed. Let the knowledge guide you, not overwhelm you." Ethan closed his eyes and breathed deeply. Slowly, he began to control the torrent of information. Patterns emerged. He could see the balance of energy in the station, the potential paths of distant ships, even weak signals from hidden devices across the galaxy. "This is incredible," he murmured. "I can feel everything. The stars, the life. It's like I'm part of it." "You are," Lyra said softly. "All beings are connected through energy. Humans are young but capable. You have the courage to act, and now the insight to guide your actions wisely. That is the true gift of my debt." Hours passed as Ethan explored the limits of the cosmic core. He experimented with energy flows, reinforcing the station's shields and even enhancing its communication systems. The attackers who had tested the station before would find their attempts futile now. Ethan felt a sense of accomplishment mixed with awe. He had become not just a human hero, but a guardian of knowledge, a protector of life, and a participant in the grand cosmic order. Finally, Lyra spoke again. "There is one final lesson. Power alone is not enough. You must use it to protect, to inspire, and to create harmony. The galaxy is full of those who seek to destroy, exploit, or control. You now have the ability to counter them, but only if your heart remains true." Ethan nodded solemnly. "I understand. I won't misuse this. I'll protect, not dominate. I'll guide, not control." Lyra smiled faintly. "Good. Then the debt is fulfilled. Remember, Ethan, heroism is not measured by the power you wield, but by the choices you make. Today you have proven worthy of the galaxy's secrets, and someday, your actions may inspire others to greatness." Ethan looked at her, gratitude and respect shining in his eyes. "Thank you, Lyra. I never imagined saving a grandmother could lead to all this. I feel like my life has changed forever." "It has," she replied, "and it will continue to change. Your journey is just beginning. Use what you have learned wisely, human. The universe will notice those who act with courage and wisdom." Just then, the station's sensors detected a faint signal from deep space, a planet on the edge of an uncharted system. Ethan studied the readings. It was unstable, with unusual energy fluctuations. He felt a pull toward it, not just curiosity, but a sense of responsibility. "Lyra," he said, "I think I know where I need to go next. That planet, something tells me it needs help. I have the ability now to make a difference." She nodded, her eyes soft but serious. "Then go, Ethan. Remember what you have learned. Protect life. Use your knowledge wisely. And remember, you are not alone. The galaxy watches, and your actions echo far beyond what you can see." Ethan prepared his ship for departure, integrating the new energy systems Lyra had helped him understand. He could feel the cosmic core within him, guiding every decision, enhancing his reflexes, and sharpening his senses. The stars stretched endlessly before him, a canvas of possibility. As he lifted off, Lyra watched from the observation deck. "Go, human," she whispered. "The universe awaits your courage." Ethan's ship soared through space faster than any human craft should have been capable of. He navigated with precision, feeling the currents of energy in the cosmos as if they were rivers guiding him. The uncharted planet loomed ahead, a swirling mass of storms and strange light. He descended carefully, using his new abilities to stabilize the atmosphere and shield his ship from turbulence. As he landed, he saw the planet's surface was alive with strange energy. Flora and fauna unlike anything humans had encountered. He could sense life struggling, unstable, in need of protection. "This is it," he said quietly. "This is what I'm meant to do." Ethan stepped onto the alien soil. Energy flowed around him, connecting him to the planet, the stars, and the life forms that inhabited it. He extended his hands, channeling the energy he had learned to control. Slowly, the planet's disturbances began to stabilize. Storms calmed, energy patterns aligned, and life flourished. It was breathtaking. Ethan felt a profound connection to the universe, a realization that even one human acting with courage and wisdom could change worlds. Suddenly, a faint glow appeared nearby. Lyra's energy manifested in a soft projection beside him. You have done well, Ethan. You are a true hero, not because of strength alone, but because of heart, courage, and wisdom. Ethan smiled, feeling pride and humility at the same time. I couldn't have done it without you, Lyra. Your guidance, your trust, it changed everything. Lyra's projection shimmered. And now the galaxy will watch your actions. You are ready to face challenges beyond imagination. Remember, human, your journey continues, but you have proven that even one being can make a difference. As Ethan looked out over the restored planet, he realized the truth of her words. He had started as a human pilot, facing a dangerous asteroid field. He had saved an alien grandmother. In return, he had gained wisdom, power, and knowledge beyond imagination. And now he had used it to protect life and bring balance to a world in need. The stars twinkled above him, silent witnesses to a human's courage and a grandmother's gratitude that had unlocked the universe's secrets. Ethan felt a deep satisfaction, knowing that his actions mattered, that heroism was not measured by strength or fame, but by choices made with heart, wisdom, and compassion. And as he prepared to explore further, the galaxy ahead seemed alive with possibilities, mysteries, and adventures yet to come. Ethan had saved an alien grandmother, and what he got in return was truly jaw-dropping, because in saving one life, he had unlocked the potential to change countless others.